Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishnupada Paramhansa Parivajakaacharya Stota His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Parivajakaacharya Stota His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Gaur Bhakta Vrinda नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर धाम की, तुलसी देवी की, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Suddenly this door opened. No, I was just finishing and suddenly this door opened and the sound came. I forgot the mantra only. Hare Krishna, I take the blessings of all the assembled devotees to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam on Friday morning. So we are reciting from Canto 4, Chapter 6, text Shloka 21, volume Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Canto 4, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 4. Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva. Text 21. So I'll go on till text 24. So I will only recite, and then text 25 we'll do it together. कर्णांतरैकपदास्वसैर् निर्जुस्तं विकर्णभिः कडालखण्डसमृद्ध नालिनी पूलिना श्रियम्. Translation: There are varieties of deer such as Karnantra, Ekapada, Asvasya, Vrika, Kasturi, the deer which bears musk. Besides the deer, there are many banana trees which decorate the small hillside lakes very nicely. Text 22. Paryastam nandaya satyah snana punya tarodaya vilokya bhutesha girim vibuddha vishmayam yayuhu. Translation: There is a small lake named Alaknanda in which Sati used to take her bath, and the lake is especially auspicious. All the demigods, after seeing the specific beauty of Kailasha hill, were struck with wonder at the great opulence to be found there. Text 23. Dādasustatra te ramyam alakam nama vai purim vanam saugandhikam chapi yatra tannama pankajam. Thus the demigods saw the wonderfully beautiful region known as Alaka, in the forest known as Saugandhika, which means full of fragrance. The forest is known as Saugandhika because of its abundance of lotus flower. Text 24. Nanda chalakanda cha saritau bhayata puraha tirtha pada padambhoja rajastiva pavane. Translation: They also saw the two rivers named Nanda and Alaknanda. These two rivers are sanctified by the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. Text 25. Yaho sura striya shattar avaruhya swadhishanyata kridanti pumsa sinchantayo vigayarati karsitaha. Yaho sura striya shattar avaruhya swadhinsitaha kridanti pumsa sinchantayo vigayarati karshitaha. Yaho sura striya shattar avaruhya swadhishniyataha kridanti pumsa sinchantayo vigayarati karshitaha. Anybody would like to repeat? This is text 25, the last text of today. Vigayarati karshitaha. Yaho surastriya shata avaruya swadestinyata kridanti pumsa sinchantayo vigayarati karshitaha. Words meaning Yahoho, in both of which rivers. Sura Striyaha, the celestial damsels along with their husbands. Shatta, O Vidura. Avaruhya, descending. Swadhishniyataha, from their own airplanes. Kridanti, they play. Pumsa, their husbands. Sinchantayaha, sprinkling with water. Vigahaya, after entering. Rati karshitaha, whose enjoyment has become diminished. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. Translation: My dear Shatta, Vidura, the celestial damsels come down to those rivers in their airplanes with their husbands, and after sexual enjoyment they enter the water and enjoy sprinkling their husbands with water. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki. It is understood that even the damsels of the heavenly planets are polluted by thoughts of sex enjoyment, and therefore they come in airplanes to bathe in the rivers Nanda and Alaknanda. It is significant that these rivers Nanda and Alaknanda are sanctioned by the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, just as Ganges is sacred because its water emanates from the toes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. So, whenever water or anything is in touch with devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is purified and spiritualized. The rules and regulations of the devotional service are based on this principle. Anything in touch with the lotus feet of the Lord is immediately freed from all material contamination. The damsels of the heavenly planets, polluted by thoughts of sex life, come down to bathe in the sanctified rivers and enjoys sprinkling water on their husbands. Two words are very significant in this connection. Rati karsita means the damsels become morose after sex enjoyment. Although they accept sex enjoyment as bodily demand, afterwards they are not happy. Another significant point is that Lord Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is described here as Tirtha Pada. Tirtha means sanctified place, and Pada means the lotus feet of the Lord. People go to sanctified place to free themselves from all the sinful reactions. In other words, those who are devoted to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, automatically become sanctified. The Lord's lotus feet are called Tirthapada because under their protection there are hundreds and thousands of saintly persons who sanctify the sacred place of pilgrimage. Srila Narottam Das Thakura, a great Acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, advises us not to travel to different places of pilgrimage. Undoubtedly, it is troublesome to go from one place to another, but one who is intelligent can take shelter of the lotus feet of the Govinda and thereby be automatically sanctified as the result of pilgrimage. Anyone who is fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Govinda is called Tirthapad. He does not need to travel on various pilgrimages, for he can enjoy all the benefits of such travel simply by engaging in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. Such a pure devotee who has implicit faith in the lotus feet of the Lord can create sacred places in any part of the world where he decides to remain. Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthani, Bhagavat 1.13.10. The places are sanctified due to presence of pure devotees. Any place automatically becomes a place of pilgrimage if either the Lord or his pure devotee remains or resides there. In other words, such a pure devotee who is engaged 100% in the service of the Lord can remain anywhere in the universe, and the part of the universe immediately becomes a sacred place where he can peacefully render service to the Lord as the Lord desires. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurmilitanastasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Very long purport, but the essence of any satsang, like for example we are meeting today for Bhagavatam, so this is Tirthapad, right? Prabhupada is saying wherever the devotees or the association of the devotees are there, that becomes like going to a pilgrimage, isn't it? Niranjan was very asking questions and all. So I was thinking, I was at that age, that really if I can talk about myself, what to speak, Srimad Bhagavatam or even about Prabhupada, going onto the stage and addressing so many devotees, it was impossible, right? But see the result of Krishna consciousness, the devotional aspect that we are seeing 10 years, 12 years, 13 years old, very young, and they are explaining it so nicely. So that's the effect, effect of satsang. That's what Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport, that it's okay. I have to keep it very close on this one. So he's saying that's the main thing. The main thing is, okay, it is very important to go to a pilgrimage. That's why those places are there for so many years, centuries they are there. But the essence is that we can make that place anywhere. For example, there is a group here in another room, so everywhere we are chanting, discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. So I was to give this class last week, but I had some travel, and so I was coming from Hyderabad in the flight, and I was sitting here in the aisle, and this side my colleague from Bahrain only, another one also in front, and another from Hyderabad only. He was also sitting here, but we were not knowing each other. So he saw me after 15-20 minutes. He saw me removing the chanting beads and chanting because I had to finish my rounds. So on his own, after some minutes, when I finished, like 2 rounds only remaining, so he said, none of my Bahraini friends, they also do chanting in their own ways. So no question from them. Even his friend was also there. But he said, there is nothing like good, there is nothing like bad, everything is same only, what is there? And then he started saying, I'll tell you one story about Saint Kabir. I said, okay. Because I thought, I don't know how long he's going to speak. But I said I had to show some interest, in the sense you cannot just, straightforwardly say, okay, no. So he said, first, see, a person in a town, he asks for loan. And he says, the bank says, or somebody says, those days banks were not there, it was only from one person to another person lending money. He said, I will not give you loan to that person because you are known to everybody. So the moment he said anything, so I thought better to listen to this guy because he is going to say something now. This. And I said, what happened next? Then he said, this guy goes to another city, another town. He said, the people there said, I will not give you loan because you are not known to everybody. You are not known to even me, So how can I give you loan? So then say, yeah, I see your point. So that's what he is saying, that whether you are known or whether you are not known, what difference it is going to make in this world? Then I thought this guy is going to tell me a nice story, It is interesting, right? It is not just whether you are known to a person, whether you are not known to the person. Problem can remain same, the arguments and everything. You are not known, I will not give you. You are known, that's why I will not give you, because I know your background. Right? Interesting, no? So what is good? Then he said, what is good? And you are chanting, what is this? I have seen in Mumbai, he was familiar with Mumbai and other places, chanting. I said, you were to tell me another story, tell me that other story. So he said, I will tell you one story of Saint Kabir. I know Prabhupada was not. He said he used to talk anything and all that. If you see read Prabhupada's Lilamrita and talk and all that. But I thought he's telling me some story. Okay. So he said, I'll tell you one story of Kabir which nowhere you will read. And it is linked to this only. I said, yeah, tell me, no problem. Now, internally I was a little bit interested in him. So he said, Kabir used to take satsang every day and used to feast, just like our system, that, in ISKCON after class, prasad and all that. So Kabir used to arrange everything from his side, he and his son. So every day Kabir's satsang and the arrangement of the prasad or dinner. Then it went on for years and years. The son said one day, like this, so many people are coming. I am getting all the stuff on loan. So who will pay? So Kabir said, the person who has given will pay. He is narrating this story. The person who gives you the credit, he will pay. You continue. We have continued for years. It will continue. No, it will stop. What do you mean? It will stop? Yeah. From tomorrow he has stopped. He will stop giving anything on credit. And you will not be. You can have your class, everything. You can have your satsang, but the food will not be given. He said, no. That is an integral part of the satsang that will be given. So then, so what? So he said, go and steal. Kabir said to his son, go and steal from somebody's house and try it out. So the son thought that he is just joking, he's not serious. But Kabir was very serious. The next day he said, there's nothing. He said, okay, tonight we will go and steal. He said, you will come? Yeah, I will come. Okay, so son went. Kabir also went. They made a hole in the room. They took out. The son is asking, are you seriously telling me to steal the sack of wheat or whatever? He said, yes, take it. It is required for the satsang. So they took it. The son took that bag. The next day, the feast was given. Then he said, go and tell that person from where we have got all these things that we have taken 2 bags of wheat and everything. He said, and everybody will know. He said, so no problem, let everybody know. So the son thought that father is gone crazy now. So then he said, if everybody knows, nobody will come to your satsang seeing that you are stealing things and giving. So then our problem is solved. So he said now I understood, and of course everybody here understood what is good and what is bad. This is where he started. But there is some morality, right? So on that level, see, so then we were just discussing, then where we went into little more discussion on the Vedic scriptures, religion. Then he was saying, a lot of things. We will not go into all those things. I am just saying that he was focusing on there is nothing good, nothing bad. Everything is the philosophy of Vedanta, right? It is non-real. Then he went on non-real. There is only one Satya and everything. Anyways, for me, the learning was that in a sense, worst part also in Krishna consciousness, and you can make it good, right? You can utilize everything in Krishna consciousness and make it very lively, very nice. So today, on the same level, I thought we will discuss first how many of you many years ago that scriptures, when we read scriptures and when we see the pastime of Daksha Prajapati, Lord Shiva, Sati, or Sati and Kashyap, For example, Parikshit Maharaj getting cursed, or Vidura leaving the palace, or Brahmaji getting angry. So what exactly is happening here? Prabhupada has given and translated and given the purport in such a way that actually we can see ourselves in scriptures, right? We can see our behavior. When somebody is explained, he is getting angry and he is throwing all the things, all his frustration, this is actually to alarm us that this frustration can come to you. If you see all the Vedic scriptures, if you are given before Srila Prabhupada, before coming into Krishna consciousness, so many scriptures, like which one to study? If you see, there are divisions. If you go further up, now we are here, right? Prabhupada's scriptures, translations and everything. Now if you see, there is like one part, they don't believe in Vedic system, they don't believe in Vedas. For example, the Jains, the Buddhist, there is one sect who says except material world there is nothing true. Charvaks, they said this is the reality. There is nothing beyond this. Whatever enjoyment, heaven is this, hell is this, you have to enjoy this. There is nothing beyond what I can see here, that's it. They don't believe in Vedas, they don't believe in even moksha, nothing outside. Even if you consider in the broader division, Jains, I came to know that they have their own Ramayana and own Mahabharata. And in that Ramayana they describe, because I came to know from the Jains only, that they describe that the Ram, he approached to the Jain sages in the forest. And in the end, when Mother Sita self-immolated, then that time Rama was enlightened. You will get totally different picture altogether if you read that one, right? Or if you come to know through your friends. They take Ramayana, but they have their own interpretation. So you'll come to know that we have such a vast ocean of knowledge and scriptures, and how different sects they have interpreted, they have translated, and they have established their system. One is heterodox, there's no belief in the Vedic system, Jainism, Buddhism, Charvaks and all that. The another one comes is the Vedic system, the 6 systems, Vedanta, Sankhya, all those Nyaya, all those things. And in that, because I'm just trying to understand from his talk, basically when he said nothing is good, nothing is bad. So what is Vedanta? Vedanta is end of the knowledge, right? They focus more on the Upanishad and everything, and Aham Brahmasmi and all those things. So if you see the difference, they also don't think, they consider this world is not real, right? This world is not real. Beyond this world is someone Brahman, that is reality, And they consider what? They see there is no differentiation. They use the word oneness without differentiation. Means you are the Lord Brahman himself, like that. But whereas Vaishnavas and even Srila Prabhupada and the Bhagavatam, everything, we consider that the world is real, right? The reality is there, but there is a oneness with differentiation. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can relate to it, right? How can you relate to a non-real thing and desire for something to merge? The common sense. That's what Srila Prabhupada has explained all throughout his life. How can you relate to a non-real thing? You have to relate to a real thing and then go on to the next level. So like that, if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vyasadeva compiled all of these scriptures, then he was dissatisfied. In this maturity, he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he said, Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on Vedanta. There is no need of any other, it's a natural commentary. See, natural commentary, if you read, it's like this. If suppose somebody has given a very class which is very dense, like we have not understood any class. For example, a class is given. And then next day somebody asks, can you explain me the whole class? So if he goes on taking one sentence which I spoke yesterday and explaining it today, we will not understand again. So Vedanta Sutra, the Srimad Bhagavatam, is a natural commentary, means that the essence of that is the Bhagavatam which Srila Vyasadeva has given. He has not given one by one analysis, let me explain that dense class properly. No, the summary, the essence of that. That's why it is so like, we can apply it in our lives. People say, no, Bhagavatam is for the person who is about to die. Yes, that is right. Bhagavatam, why Bhagavatam is special? Because what is the death is the most important thing, and what is important to know just before the death is from Srimad Bhagavatam. But that doesn't mean that it is for the person who is going to die. Many people, they ask this question. This is when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed. Yes, but this is the most essential knowledge. It is a juice, First canto, third shloka. Galitam phalam, right? It is the juice, extract of Vedanta, extract of our scriptures. So that way, and Srila Prabhupada with his purpose and translation, it has made so palatable so that we can apply in our life. So first thing we started, when we see in purport, in explanation, in pastime, any pastime which describes some of the things, for example, in the purport it is said the tendency to enjoy this body, right? Even it is present in the demigods, right? And then they feel like, oh, this enjoyment has got no juice, right? When Arjuna, it is very interesting, see, demigods, when Arjuna went to the heavenly planet, he said he was looking at Urvashi, because we are talking about all those damsels coming here, enjoying in the river, enjoying with the husbands and all that. So she said, Arjun, you are looking, Indra immediately noticed that Arjun is looking at the Urvashi. So Indra thought that he is interested in Urvashi. But Arjun was seeing Urvashi because their grandfather or grandfather was related to Urvashi. So he was seeing that who is this lady, But Indra understood different way. He said, okay, you can be with Urvashi. But what Arjun said, he said that I am not the resident of heavenly planet. I have just come here as a visitor. So he maintained his morality. And imagine the damsels coming from the heavenly planet to the Loka. And Prabhupada writes the same thing, that even after those enjoyments, they are feeling that this enjoyment is not complete. It is a bodily requirement. Prabhupada writes, it's a bodily requirement. But this is not a full, complete enjoyment. So what happens whenever we read, whenever we see anything happening in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the scriptures, which is very nicely described, it is our tendencies, our inclination, which is happening there, If Parikshit Maharaj has got angry, it shows that in Kali Yuga we have a maximum tendency to become angry. But we don't see that the same Parikshit Maharaj, even after putting the dead snake, he could have reversed all that curse and everything. But he said, no, this is now this is given to me, and this is an opportunity. I will listen Srimad Bhagavatam, I will go to the Sukdev Goswami, and the whole Bhagavatam came out of that, right? So that when we see those things, the scripture that time act as a mirror. शीशा में हम देखते हैं ना, अपना फेस देखते हैं, राइट? दिखता है कि how I am after so many years, what is happening, what is my body language, how I am looking. So we see ourselves in the mirror, right? The same thing when we see all these pastimes, we have to see those inclinations of bodily requirement, bodily sense enjoyment happening, or even the curse, even the anarthas, whatever is there, is actually meant for us to understand and do some correction in our activities, in our application. So that's the first part of it. The second is, it also gives, when we read different pastimes, analyze pastimes, it gives some, like we are talking about Arjun. He's a model, right? Is something, when you read, see, in the first canto, Prabhupada describes, he was given all the powers, right? In Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, he fought like anything after, of course, after Bhagavad Gita's instruction. But when he was powerless, when coming from Dwarka, he was defeated by everybody. He could not do anything. So he accepted power, accepted authority, accepted all those skills gracefully, and even without power, without any influence, without people respecting, he also accepted that gracefully, right? So in one sense, what is good and what is bad, you can relate that thing also here. Just like the guy said, I know you, I will not give you loan. And you are not known to me, I will not. So just be like that. He said, power was given to me when I needed it, when I had to fight. When it was required by Lord Krishna that I should go and fight and kill all the Kauravas, the power was given to me. Now everything is finished, power is not given to me, so it is Lord's choice. So he accepted it very happily and very gracefully. So those, when we study, they are the models, right? If you go back into Arjuna's life, amazing. See, he was born in a forest. Then 14 years they were in the forest. There were no gurus. Kunti's father Vasudev sent some guru there for Upnayan. Something happened. But it is said in Mahabharata, he went on collecting knowledge. Like, where all he went? He went to heavenly planets, right? He went to Indra. He went to Lord Shiva. He got the knowledge from Agni, he got the knowledge from Yama, he got the knowledge from different sages, right? And on top, he was a student of Drona, right? Not only that, Drona taught him all the skills and everything, but they had another sage called Dhaumya, and he was constantly guiding him. Dronacharya was constantly giving him skills. It is said in Mahabharata that he did not give that, I forgot the name of the weapon, Brahma, some weapon only to Arjuna, not even to his son. Brahmastra, he did not give to his son a complete knowledge, Ashwatthama, which we know. He did not even give it to Karna, right? And then Karna went to Parshuram. People say Karna was not accepted as a student of Drona, but it is wrong. Karna, Ashwatthama, Arjun, they were all studying together. Arjuna was very smart because he saved his life. We all know Drona's life when he was caught by the crocodile, right? Then in the test of the bird, he said, what you are seeing? I am seeing only the eyes, right? Then then Drona understood that this man, Arjuna, is going to fight against Drupad because he has some personal enmity with Drupad. We all know that story. Point is that they are the models. Why? Because all that education, all that skill, education was for application, was not for display. Nowadays what has happened? All the education, everything is for social media platform. Yes or no? If you want, you can be 24 hours except your sleep. Everybody wants to speak something. Everybody wants to teach you something. Oh, this is there in Ayurveda. This is there in astrology. This is there in Bhagavatam. This is there in Vedas. This is there in the history. Everybody has come up with something, right? Now think intelligently. Prabhupada uses the word here, intelligent. Everywhere Prabhupada uses intelligent. If you search the word intelligent in Bhagavad Gita, you will see, oh, it is intelligence do matters, A कैसे intelligence use करना, this is the most important thing. Why Prabhupada, every purport he writes in, be intelligent, means thoughtful discretion. क्या मेरे लिए सही है या नहीं है? This should be there. Now everybody is saying, and some people they show also, see what is there on Insta, this is there, she is saying something like this, we should do like this, okay, so tomorrow something else will be, because they want us to hear, right? And we also want to put something there so that somebody can put thumbs up or something like this. This is life today, right? So what is education and all our qualification? Is for advertisement, is for display. But whereas if you see, real education is for application. And who applied it? From this context we can say Arjuna, right? That exhibition match, the right word is exhibition. Education is not for exhibition. Education is for application. In that exhibition match which Drona arranged, Karna and everything, if you see, in that advertisement of the education, Karna, right, anybody will see, Karna was like, he matched everything to Arjuna, right? When we read Mahabharata, everything, what Arjuna did, Karna matched to this. So in the exhibition he was very good. But when it came to application, who was the boss? Arjuna was the boss. Why? Because who was the king where they were last 1 year in incognito, no? That king Virat. Virat's son is some Kumar, no? Uttar Kumar. When Uttar Kumar and Arjuna was in disguise, he was Brihanna Nalla, no? Like somebody, he was the chariot. When Uttar Kumar saw that whole army of Kurus, he was like shocked and he got down. Then his charioteer, like Arjuna, who was in that form, he said, he came up, then he recognized, right, who is he, you know. So that is application. And application we have seen, but with all these things also, imagine, with all that qualification, gracefulness, humbleness, and it is said the patra, you know, the patra. Nowadays this is also important thing. Arjuna's patra, like for example, if you see, you take Chanamrit not in a plastic thing, right? I don't know, next 100 years what is going to happen, that is a different thing. But as of now, nobody gives Chanamrit or makes in the plastic bottle. They make it in silver, copper, gold, like that, right? So why it is said? Because in that when Chanamrit or something comes, offering comes, it becomes solid, right? So Arjuna's patra, see, in the forest also, by Upanayan, by having all the functions, everything, that patra was like solid patra. So whatever skill you will put, knowledge you will put, it will fructify very nicely, right? Now the patra itself is gone. If you analyze these days, the patra itself, so what education, whatever you will put, has got no value. So this is very important. Same thing Vidur. You know, Vidur, for the model, if you see, he has the intellectual capabilities, he had the devotional capabilities, he has the emotional capabilities, he has the motivational, everything in Vidur. How he was guiding all the time to Dhritarashtra, all the time to the people in there, just give them 5 villages, they are Kshatriyas, they want to rule, continuously guide. When Krishna used to come, devotional aspect, he used to stay with Vidura, right? Emotionally he was connected, devotionally he was connected. And when he was just, you know, by Duryodhan, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam how he treated him. He was thrown out, right? He went and met Maitreya Muni. He got to hear all the Bhagavatam. That's why we are also hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. The same translation we are hearing, it is Vidur Maitreya Samvad, right? And then when he returns back, he just chastises Dhritarashtra. What are you doing still? He in fact, he takes him out from the material life, from the household life at that advanced age, right? So they are the role models. Many role models are there, Parikshit Maharaj, so many other role models. The point being, the scripture gives the broader view where we are clearly seeing somebody saying real, non-real, all nonsense going on, right? And then we have here a very nicely defined, structured way of learning. So that gives the correct perception. And then we have how. Once we see this is the mirror, then the model, they are the models which we discussed now, right? We can follow. Why Arjuna? Because we have to be effective in life as well. This is very important. You know, in one discussion, why we are not progressing India now, we are progressing, I will come to that. Why we were not progressing? Because after that Mahabharata, never any Mahabharata happened. Trace it out. 5,000 years back, Mahabharata happened, right? After that, no major war. The major war is happening now. Think on it. We will not get into the detail. Anybody who takes a decisive action, Mahabharata was a decisive, no man, you will not give me 5 villages, I am a Kshatriya, I need to rule, you know. I don't need a full world to rule, but I need few villages, right? You are denying me this, I will not accept this. This is 5,000 years back. Right? This is why Krishna is so amazing personality. 5,000 years back, he said, Arjuna, you have to fight for those 5 villages. क्या जाता है यार, हमें तो मरना ही है 50 साल के बाद में, 40 साल के बाद में, leave it, this is next life we will see. No. Establish the religion, establish dharma, right? 5,000 years back. Mahabharata happened. Forget Gandhiji, forget people who says this is Mahabharata only happened in the mind, you know. Forget all those people. They say only happened in the mind, right? No. That is, if I have to advertise ahimsa, I will translate it like that, right? It is common sense. Non-violence, if I have to propagate non-violence, how can I say Mahabharata happened 5,000 years back? There's common sense. No, all the young students should, what we learned? We learned nothing about history. All useless history we learned. Right? So 5,000 years back Mahabharata happened. We could not do wonderful things. All these we did lot of things, but we were little bit, because of the mentality that we don't want to do another Mahabharata. We need another Mahabharata. We need repeated Mahabharata. That's how you establish. It's not a propagation of war. When Krishna told Arjuna, pick up and fight, it is not he is instigating him to fight. He is instigating him to do his duty, dharma, right? So that's why we have to focus. If it is required, we have to take it. This is model. Third one, how. Now we know how we are, we know people. How do we go about it? Very nicely. That is called map, you know. You want to go from here to Dubai, you need to travel through Saudi and go, right? So how do we go? Beautifully Krishna has described in 1.2.6 to 21. Beautiful shlokas. It is also termed Markine Bhagavat Dharma. What happened if you read those sections, and especially from 17 to 21 or 16, 17, where he says, you know, dhunoti means like when you hear Krishna's pastime, the nectarian pastime, the realization will wash all the contamination from your heart and make you pure. Then the knowledge of this Bhagavat will be fully established, right? And he goes on, and when he reaches Boston, he says, where I have landed. See, imagine this is 65. 1965 Boston, and now 2025 Boston. Imagine. That time Boston, where I am, give me strength. So humbly he offers prayers, you know. He gets the strength. But to get the map, we have to read 1.2.6 to 21. What he says, first of all, he answers and explains. Of course, this is answered by Sutta Goswami and all. But he says that what is the highest dharma? Savai pumsam paro dharma, bhakti, right? He defines first the bhakti. Then he says, what about jnana and knowledge? Well, automatically aa jayega. Next shloka he says, automatically if you do the devotional service, and interestingly, if you see, the whole chapter is divinity and divine service. So divinity is sadhya, na? And the divine services are the sadhana practices. So the whole chapter is how to reach to Krishna, divinity, through the sadhana, divinity and divine services, that chapter. And he gives the very nicely the whole sequence. First establishes bhakti, then the question, what happens to jnana and other things, detachment, he says automatically it will come. Then somebody can ask, what are the different, it's not only Bhagwan. Then he explains, in further shloka, in Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagwan, iti shabdyate, those shlokas are there. And then he gives the whole process of hearing. He gives the whole process of purification. He gives the whole process of understanding the scriptures in the right way. And then he says, if you follow this one, you will be established in your own constitutional position, and that will be very, very blissful. So, that's the map. In Krishna consciousness, we go from happiness to bliss. In all other philosophy, they say this world is miserable. Very important. Don't negate this world. Prabhupada was given money, he said, put it under the seat, I will use it for the Krishna service. Krishna consciousness is not world negating, it is world accepting. So we go from happiness to bliss. Not that everything is so bad, nothing happened, and then something will happen in the other world. If you are not happy in this world, if you are not using this world to come to the bliss level, then nothing is going to come. So that's map. And the last is once you have the map. So we had the mirror, we had the model, map, and the last one is the motivation. All the things will be there, but if we don't use it, if you don't contemplate on the things which we discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Prabhupada, so many books are there, so many teachings are there with devotees, or even contemplating, talking, talking to oneself is so important. We can give one class on talking to oneself. It is very, very important. If you're just reading, but that is called in yoga system Sakshi Bhav. Analyze yourself, how we are, what we speak, how we say we have not told you anything, but we have hurt other people, So we have to analyze where we have gone. So by combining all of this, we can be very happily in Krishna consciousness, and we can chant the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in order to summarize now, in 1 minute, already time is over. We discussed today first the broader Vedic systems, very short, real, non-real. Actually, we can go on Advaita, Dvaita, so many things are there. But in short, we are not negating anything. We are accepting it, making it in Krishna consciousness way, trying to go to the bliss level. Yes, we don't think that everything is mithya or this world is for enjoyment. No, all that understanding. Then we had 2 examples of the model, Arjuna and Vidura. There are many other examples. Then we discussed how Prabhupada has given a path to that one from the divinity and divine services 1.2.6 onwards and everything. The whole process is given in Markine Bhagavad Dharma. And then the last and the most important thing is our own commitment or the motivation or the enthusiasm. So with that, I thought I will share with you these are things. If you have any clarification or any correction.
Hare Krishna. Anybody has good questions? Any questions, clarifications?
और अगर प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो बोल सकते हैं ये सही नहीं है, ये चीज़ नहीं है, ऐसा करना चाहिए या कुछ ऐसा है, कोई इशू नहीं है. मैं अगर अपना रियलाइजेशन बोल रहा हूँ तो सही होगा, ऐसा कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय।
गुरुदेव की
Jai. His Grace Pawan Nimai Prabhuji ki Jai. We chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji for nice class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for participating today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We move to main hall.